People should be able to complain about the homeless without criticism. Yes, a lot of people are homeless as a result of some sort of tragedy or severe mental illness and they deserve compassion, but let's be honest, it's not easy living around them. It's annoying as hell that there are multiple people in my neighborhood who my only relationship with is them begging me for money, and it's even more annoying when some of them ask me to stop at an ATM and withdraw some of my money for them like I'm their money delivery service. That is annoying. They're not monsters for asking that, but goddamn, it is annoying. It sucks finding giant turds on the sidewalk. It sucks not being able to have a seat on the train because a dude is napping on an entire row of seats. It sucks having a dude make a scene because I won't give him money. And it sucks having some dude who looks like Samuel L. Jackson in A Time to Kill threaten to murder you and having to guess if he actually can. Now, all that being said, the keyword is complain about the homeless. Not harm, not antagonize, not berate, not even ignore, but complain. We should all be allowed that. My stepdad owned a restaurant. He would make them a meal for sweeping the cigarette butts off the sidewalk in front. American weddings are an expensive vanity party and a terrible tradition. $50,000 average for a wedding? Why would any couples except the wealthy still host large ceremonies? Unless your family and guests are gifting cash generously, a wedding ceremony is a terrible financial decision and a stressful way to start a marriage. Is how well you two plan one event together any indication of a life partnership? I've personally never been that excited about watching friends or cousins get married. They could just show me pictures of an elopement, and I'd be equally happy for them. How did expensive ceremonies become the norm? I understand formally announcing marriages for families of influence, but most of us don't fall into that category. Edit. I was misinformed. The average is around $25 to $30K. The median is around $15,000. I am not against all weddings or saying they aren't fun. I am against expensive weddings being a cultural norm. I've seen friends go into consumer debt after debt to follow the steps. An inexpensive ring, an inexpensive celebration, an inexpensive honeymoon all seem like the responsible thing to do for many couples. But our culture normalizes having fancy decor and fancy dinners and open bars when most friends and family would be happy to celebrate on lawn chairs. Ever seen an Indian wedding? People sending voice messages instead of texting is annoying. Instead of just being able to read your message, I have to find a quiet, private place for me to listen to the message. It's annoying. I understand being too lazy to type, but instead, use speech to text so you can still speak but I can read it like a normal text message. I think the people living on the streets should be forced into government housing with no option to live in public spaces. I feel bad for the underhoused. I really do. That's why I think the government should be forced to build housing for them, and some places, like where I live, they do. But you have so many people not taking up that housing and living in parks and sidewalks and generally taking up public spaces meant for everyone. Those people should be forced into the government housing or arrested. They have no right to claim those public spaces as their own. My children should be able to use any public park they want without fear or filth or restricted access. We have plenty of shelters where I live, but people are turned away due to drinking, drug use, or violent behavior. Maybe more drug treatment facilities would be a better use of funds? As someone who was homeless, I choose to be homeless cause the government housing they had was worse and less safe than finding a park or forest to sleep in for the night. Most of the payopal in and around those places can and will rob you. Barbecue chicken pizza is way more of a pizza crime than Hawaiian pizza. Barbecue chicken pizza seems to have been gaining popularity over the years, but no one talks about how it is blasphemy. Ham and pineapple with regular sauce is more pizza than sweet barbecue sauce and dried out chicken breast. All the hate goes towards Hawaiian, but we need to hate against the monstrosity of barbecue chicken pizza. The toilet seat up or down debate should not exist, because the seat and lid should be going down every time. IDK why this is even a question for people. The neutral state of a toilet is seat down, lid down. Not only could you drop something in if it's open, it's also just unpleasant to look at. Then men and women are also doing the same amount of work every time to put the seat and lid down for those that care. The standard of dress for adults in North America is way too casual. The casualization of the Western wardrobe has been going on for decades. And I definitely am not suggesting some sort of return to 1900 to 1950s fashion where you have to wear a suit or long dress every day. However, the hyper-casual nature of post-2019 fashion is going way too far emo. I think it's a real shame that adults have regressed our standards to match those of children, teenagers. If you're 30 plus, you shouldn't be wearing the same things as a 13-yo. It's now commonplace for people to wear street clothes into work. I see teachers at school wearing jeans and a t-shirt, people showing up to an office in a hoodie and distressed denim, and wearing beanies and caps indoors. You go to a public building like the mall, library, museum, etc. and you'll find people in pajamas. I would strongly encourage anyone, especially if you're over approximately 25 to 30, to reflect upon your wardrobe and the message you're projecting. Showing up to an office in a hoodie and distressed denim. I see you went to a startup on formal Mondays. Welp. This is the subreddit for you. The problem with more formal clothes is cleaning and ironing. Casual wear is just easier to maintain. I don't want to wear anything that needs to be dry cleaned or ironed on a regular basis. Cost is also higher. Casual clothes are cheaper. And in my area, more formal clothes are just too hot. It's 90 F+ for a third of the year. 1 year it was 100 F+ for 3 months. The thing is, people's new outward appearance is their social media. Going to work, or school, whatever, that's not the world we need to feel validated in anymore. Teacher here. Pay me a professional's wage and I'll put on slacks. Until then, jeans it is. I'd agree if you were talking about everyone wearing sweatpants all the time. But jeans are okay in most situations. I'm over 25 and I've just reflected on the message I'm sending, and it's that I'm comfortable as fuck and confident about it. People desperately need to relearn how to have nuanced opinions. Whether on or offline, the majority of people I talk to seem to only be capable of having black and white opinions. Either something is completely terrible or it's the best thing ever. This kind of thinking is harming every aspect of our culture, from social interaction all the way up to policymaking. Why is it so hard to say that you don't like someone, but that they can have a good idea, looking at you, political fanatics? Why can't people simultaneously recognize an institution as being deeply flawed, but also understand that some form of it probably needs to exist, looking at you, abolish the police crowd? I just want people to reintroduce some gray in their lives. Edit to add. I'm not trying to get people to bring their opinions closer to the center. Nuance does not equal centrist. I'm not both sides ing things. Nuance does not equal deference to all opinions. I'm not advocating for tolerance of bigots, fascists, or xenophobes. Nuance does not equal blind tolerance.